So today I'm going to show you how to start and also how to finish a hoop. So let's go. So you are going to start with your hoop, which you will loosen just slightly on the screw at the top and separate the two hoops. You'll have your blank fabric, and before you transfer your the pattern onto your fabric, put the larger loop with the screw underneath. Position it in the centre of the fabric where you want your pattern to be, and leaving enough space on the outside for you to be able to cut it later and gather it together. I try and keep the screw at the top, and then I put the smaller hoop inside and then push down and just make sure it's flush. Like when you put your finger across there, it should be flush all the way around. And then all you're going to do is just pull it gently all the way around the edges, just till it's nice and taut. And then you can continue then to transfer your pattern onto your fabric on this side, as it will then sit flat on the light box or on the window, and then you can start transferring the pattern. Once you have finished transferring your pattern, you can then take it out by pushing the bottom and then separating the two hoops like that. And then you want the smaller one underneath, so you're just swapping them, and then push it back to where it was, again making sure that your pattern is equally in the center of the hoop. Pushing down, and then you're just going to again make sure it's flush with your thumb, and then you're just going to gently hold the hoop with your non-dominant hand and then pull with the other hand, and you're just going to pull really gently all the way around. And you can keep doing that. If you're noticing that you're pulling it and it's just going back in, just tighten the screw a little bit and then start again. I normally do this a few times just to really make sure it's really tight and nice and flat on here, so there's not got a lot of give to it. So then that way your stitches will sit a lot nicer, and then you can do stitches and they will be less likely to pucker. And that is how you start your embroidery and prepare your hoop and fabric to embroider. So this is a embroidery I've finished, and what you're going to do now to finish your embroidery is put it in the hoop again with the screw at the top, so you know that if you're going to keep it in the hoop and you're going to hang it, it's going to sit straight. So then turn it around, and you're just going to cut around the edges all the way around, just till you have it's about an inch or about 3 or 4 centimeters around the edge, just so you've got enough to gather it. If you're unsure, always do a little bit more than a little bit less, just so it will still gather. And then you can throw this away or put it in a scrap bin. You can maybe keep your needles on it or whatever, or a little, if it's big enough, maybe just practice on it. And then you have got this. So then what you're going to need next is a needle and a large amount of thread. Preferably I use machine thread, just because obviously it's a bit cheaper and then you're not wasting like proper embroidery thread. But if embroidery thread is all you have, all you'll need is about 2 or 3 strands from a 6-strand embroidery thread. But just make sure that it goes all the way around your hoop and then a little bit more. And then you just need to grab a needle, thread it, and then at the opposite end to what you've threaded the needle, I normally put about 4 or 5 knots on top of each other. Nothing special to kind of knot or anything, just make sure it's nice and big. I just create a loop and push it through. So you want it a fairly big knot, just so you know it's not going to come through. And then you're just going to start somewhere on the edge and then you're just going to do a really big running stitch all the way around. Don't worry about making the stitches too even, just as long as you are gathering it all the way around. Don't try and leave massive gaps, obviously, just don't, they doesn't have to be perfect. And then just keep going all the way around. Until you get right back to where you started, and then just do a little, and then you're just going to pull it gently until it all gathers. If you pull it too hard, it might snap and you will have to start again. So just pull it gently, and you're just going to pinch a few folds together there where you started, and then just push your needle through those little gathers. And just do that a few times till it's nice and secure. So it's definitely not going anywhere. And then that's staying there, and then just cut the thread off. And then you are now ready to hang it. And that is how you finish off a hoop once you want to hang it. And then you could just hang a ribbon on there or whatever, and then it's ready to go. So I hope that's helped. And if you have any questions or you get stuck on anything, please let me know. This is just the way I do it. I'm sure there is plenty of other ways that people hang their and finish their embroideries. I know some people like them in frames. And it is very similar to do it in the exact same way. Just make sure you're gathering it and it's all even and it's nice and tight in the hoop or on the card if you're doing it on a frame. But I hope that's helped. If you have any questions, like I say, let me know, and I will see you next time. Bye.